Watcher, hope everyone's doing well. Recently, there seems to be a bit of an explosion on the internet and YouTube, the use of the Festal domino machine. Obviously, it's really expensive, so people are opting for a cheaper alternative to dominoes and or biscuits, that being the dowel jointer. Still a lot of people using dowel joints for furniture recently. And one of the things that struck me, is something I was taught many years ago, which doesn't seem to be used or maybe little known, is the pressure with the glue within a joint. So I want to talk about that today. So I've pre-drilled two 9mm holes, and I've got two 9mm dowels. Now, so what I'm seeing is people coming in and they, with the same size, they're filling up the dowel holes with glue. They bring their hammer over and they whack away. And what happens is, if you've got, say, a 20mm hole here and you've put 10mm of glue in, because that dowel is the same size as the hole, there's nowhere for the glue to escape. So all you're getting is you're getting glue on the end of that dowel and none up the shaft, and the pressure of the dowel trying to pulse its way, it's like a dam, isn't allowing, whoops, there goes my drill, isn't allowing the dowel to sit properly in the hole. Let me show you how I was taught to get around this. So with your dowel, you cut a groove, only a mil and a half, 2mm maximum, along one edge of the dowel. One way you can do it is to sit your saw, say in a vise, and if you've got a steady hand, you can run the dowel up and down the saw. Just a bit more. I haven't got it clamped in, I'm just holding it. And if you see there, I've created a groove. Obviously on really finished furniture you may see the groove, but it's nothing a little bit of sawdust and a bit of glue can't sort out. So that groove there is enough to ease the pressure and allow the glue to squeeze out. Obviously another way of doing it is to put your dowel in the vise, if you prefer this, if your hand perhaps isn't so steady, and just get yourself a little tenon saw and saw along. You don't want too much, you don't want to go too deep, so obviously you're weakening the dowel. And if you look there, you've got a couple of little grooves. Now let me show you now what happens when I put this in the hole. So I put my glue in, about the same amount of glue, it's about halfway full up. Same size hole, I put my dowel in. And that I can feel is seated lower. I can see the start of the squeeze out, the glue squeeze out here. Now this only really applies if you're cutting your own dowels. If you've got a rod and you're cutting off a bit of a section known as a peg, then you won't have any flutes in it. But if you buy pre-cut dowels, they already have flutes, spiral grooves or notches cut out of them. Now those flutes are the pre-made dowels already had the flutes or the spiral grooves in them, but it's when this is specifically used for when you're using your own doweling rod and you're cutting your own pegs to size. Otherwise, if you buy the pre-cut stuff, you're fine. But if you're going to use a peg, then you need to cut a groove in it to allow the air and the glue to escape. It also stops the wood from splitting as well. If you put too much pressure into the joint, it can split the wood. Just a very quick tip there. The first method, obviously, if you don't put the grooves into the dowel, just allows for the pressure to build up and it stops that dowel penetrating so far, and it keeps the glue sort of ahead of it. But if you put the grooves in one or two sides of the dowel, it gives a route for the glue to come out, so it glues up more of the joint. It allows the dowel to go in further because it's not got the pressure build up behind it. So just a little tip there if you want to make your joints that little bit stronger. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give me a big old thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you shortly. See ya.